Hi guys, welcome to my channel, The Golden Cruiser. I'm Cindy, and today we're going to be talking about 7 things that cruise ships don't want you to know. So let's go ahead and dive into this and check out these things the cruise ship doesn't want you to know. Number 1 is that no port is guaranteed. That's right. When you book that wonderful dream vacation to a wonderful port you've always dreamed about going to, well, guess what? You may not go to that port. Things like this do happen on cruise ships, and that may be for various reasons, like bad weather and they can't get into port, or the port has actually overbooked cruise lines and you can't get into port, or they'll tell you that there's operational reasons when actually later you find out that the port was overbooked and the cruise line didn't want you to know that. Well, in the terms and conditions of the cruise ship, in fine print there, it does tell you if you miss a port, you won't get compensated for that. So don't be looking forward to getting some money back because they didn't go to a port, because it is in there in the fine print. So try not to be too upset about that or mad. I know that would be very, very disappointing. That's never happened to me. But I know that would be very disappointing. But it's just part of cruising, and things do happen. A lot is bad weather. So just do the best you can. You're still on a cruise. You can still have fun. And then number 2 is hidden costs. Sometimes hidden costs can seriously increase your cruise price. And these are things like gratuities. You may not be aware of that until you see your final checkout with the amount for the cruise, and the gratuities are added per person per day. So that will be added, and that will be an amount that adds to your cruise. Now, you can go to the customer service, guest services, and have these gratuities taken off at the last day of your cruise, or part of them taken off if you have a reason to take them off. But otherwise, I wouldn't recommend that. The crew works very hard, very long hours, hardly any days off, and they do deserve these gratuities. So I would just go ahead and leave those on unless you had a very good reason that something very bad happened. So just be aware of those charges. Also, an extra expense is that drink package. Now, drink packages can really increase your price of the cruise. I know right now for like 2 of us for a 7-day cruise, that drink package would cost over 800, well over 800 and up, depending on the cruise line. That's a lot of money to add to your cruise that you've already paid a lot for. Even if you drink a lot, be aware that some of the cruise lines do not include some of the spirits in there. The higher up top shelf alcohol may not be included, so you'll have to pay extra for that. So just beware of that drink package. If you're not a heavy drinker, or you're not going to drink, everything that's included like coffee and whatever else, it's better to just pay for that as you go. Also to be aware of is some of the onboard activities they charge for those. And those could be like cooking classes, escape rooms, some of the things that are on board, like the water, what do they call that? Jet flow, where you're on a surfboard. Sometimes it's free, sometimes you have to pay. Of course, the arcade you have to pay for. So there are things that are extra. So you can just check with a crew member if you're not sure if there's going to be a fee for those. And then number 3, let's talk about this. Ships won't wait for latecomers from an excursion. That's right. Booking your excursion through the cruise line, you're told the cruise ship guarantees this and they will wait for you if something happens on the excursion. Well, guess what? That's not always true. There's been plenty of times that perhaps you're on a tour bus, the bus breaks down, you're delayed 2, 3, 4 hours or more. You get back to the dock, the ship is gone. They can't wait for a long period of time. They may wait for a short period of time, long as you contact the ship, let them know, that what's happened. I always on the cruise ships, like in your the papers they hand out daily with all the activities, there will be a phone number on there, usually on the back, that says who to contact. So say it gives you a number on the ship. So if you're in port, I always take a picture with my phone of that phone number, and I keep that. So that way, if something would happen in port, you know who to call to contact and let them know. But anyway, um, just be aware that they won't always wait for you. They can't, because they have to leave on a scheduled time, and there may be other ships coming in. So they will try to get you to the next port so that they can pick you up there, but you will be alone in that city and have to make arrangements for a hotel or whatever, and it would be a big hassle. So I would recommend, when you book these excursions, book them very early in the day so that it gives you plenty of time to get back to the ship. Don't book the later ones where if something happens, you may be stuck there. But be aware of that. Even though it's through the cruise line, it's not always guaranteed they will wait for you. So be aware. Number 4, crimes can be more frequent than the cruise lines want you to know, because of course they don't really publicize these. The most things that happen on a cruise ship that I was surprised was sexual assaults followed by theft. Now, I have been on many, 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 many cruises, and I have never even seen a person fighting or heard of anything bad happening. So to me, I don't think these happen very often, but if they're not publicized, maybe they do. But it's still not going to stop me from sailing, and it shouldn't stop you. But just be aware of that things can happen on a cruise ship. Some people think, oh, they're 100% safe. I'm on a cruise ship, and that's not true. One of the things I want to say is, don't let your younger kids run around on a cruise ship by themselves. I've seen this happen where little kids are just running around by themselves with nobody there. Things can happen to these kids. Things can even happen with crew members doing things, which has happened many times. So stay with your kids, stay with your children at all times. My granddaughter goes with us, and she's 14 now, going to be 15 this month, I think. And we don't even let her go off by herself. She'll go to the teen clubs, but we'll pick her up and bring her back, because you're on there with thousands of people. These are strangers. You don't know these people. I'm not going to let her just run around on a ship by herself. No, I want to protect my family. So be aware of that. There also can be dangerous areas in ports. So be aware of that. I do have a video coming out next about the most dangerous ports and what to watch for in those ports. So that will be coming out there. Then number 5 is the medical facilities. Now, cruise ships have medical centers on board, but they're nothing like a medical center on land or like a hospital. Most of the cruise ships are there to offer basic care for, small things that happen, and handle minor illnesses like the flu or colds, or, you cut yourself or something like that. But so in case you're having a serious medical illness, they will usually flight you by helicopter off the ship, evacuate you to a hospital. Just be aware that these costs in the medical center for anything, say you wanted a Band-Aid or a Tylenol, it's going to cost you a lot. Recently heard about a couple that the husband got the flu really bad on a cruise ship, and he had to be in the medical center on the cruise ship for 2 to 3 days. They had to give him IV fluids because he was dehydrating and everything. And when they got their bill, it was $47,000. Can you believe that? It's ridiculous. I've never heard a bill that high without a person being evacuated off the ship to a hospital. Now they're trying to fight this. They did even have the travel insurance through the cruise line, but that only covered so much. And they kept telling them in the medical center, oh, don't worry, this bill will be covered because you have insurance, or your insurance will pay for it. their insurance refused to pay for it because they were in international waters and they don't cover that. So make sure when you're getting travel insurance, first of all, always take travel insurance. You may think something can't happen to you, and then it does, and then you have these horrendous bills. So take travel insurance. That is really worth it. I have a video coming out also about travel insurance and what to look for and what to take and not to take. So when you do get travel insurance, make sure what's covered, how much is covered, make sure it has evacuation insurance, and just check for that. So these people are fighting because they said they're going to have to file bankruptcy because of these charges. So be aware that anything in that medical center is very, very expensive. Number 6 is the cruise schedule. Now the cruise can change their schedule at the last minute without you being aware. Now, this may have been that you were going to be in a certain port like in the Caribbean and you ended up being in a Mexican port. They can switch these for different reasons or organizational issues at any time, and it can happen. So if this happens again, you might be upset or mad, but there's nothing you can really do about it. It's all in their terms and conditions that things do happen, and they can make changes at any time. So just enjoy that you're on a ship, but beware that this can happen. So if you know ahead of time, maybe you won't be so disappointed. And then number 7 is canceling your cruise. Try not to get sick before your cruise because sometimes it's very hard to cancel it or get your money back. Cancellation policies are quite rigid. For Royal Caribbean, they require 75-day notice before you sail in order to get a full refund on some of their longer cruises. And Carnival recently tightened their rules to require 56 days notice just to get half of what you paid back. So this is another reason for travel insurance. Travel insurance will protect you in that case too, as long as that it's included in your policy. So watch the video. I'm going to be coming out about that. And a lot of the reasons they'll only let you cancel is if you are sick or a close family member is sick and you can't make the ship. And a lot of times you'll have to have a doctor's note for that. But you do want to have the insurance even for that. So that's it. That's some of the items the cruise ships really don't want you to know about, but it hasn't stopped me from cruising and it never will. Luckily, I've never really experienced anything except when my husband broke his toes on a cruise ship getting off an excursion bus, and then he was on the whole cruise like that, but that was taken care of, so everything was okay there. So just be aware of these things. And don't worry about it. Everything is fine. Everything's wonderful. You'll always have a wonderful cruise. Be looking forward to the travel insurance video coming out. And also I'm going to have the most dangerous ports and how to protect yourself in those ports in case you go to them. So that'll be coming out next too. So thank you for stopping by today to my channel, The Golden Cruiser. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope you come back again and see me real soon. So take care and bye for now.